Welcome back to Maths But Why. Today we're going to talk a little bit about negative numbers. First of all, they took a very long time to actually enter the mathematical world. And the concept appeared for the first time in China and India around 200 BC. One of the main reasons for their appearance was actually debt. We all know that negative numbers do not feel intuitive, at least not at the very beginning. So let's try to put them in actual real-life situations. For example, here we have a thermometer, and let's suppose that around here we have 0 degrees Celsius. That means that the actual temperature is below 0, so we're gonna need a negative number to represent it. That means that here we're gonna have -1 degree Celsius. But let's suppose the temperature it's actually around here. So let's start counting down. We know that here we have 0 degrees. If you go on down, it's -1, -2, -3, and -4. So we're going to end up with -4 degrees Celsius. Moving forward, here we have a hot air balloon, and we can think at the negative numbers in various ways, but one way of doing it is to think of this concept. Every single time when we put hot air, which is positive, into our balloon, it will go up. And every single time when we put cold air, which is negative, into our balloon, it will go down. Now, if the previous two examples didn't make that much sense, let's have a look at this third example. Let's suppose this one here, it's you, and you have around 20 pounds, but you want to buy this teddy bear that costs you 25 pounds. Okay, and you decide to ask your brother here to give you an extra 5 pounds. So now we have 20 plus 5, 25 pounds. That means we can afford to buy our teddy bear. But after buying the teddy bear, we're gonna end up owing our brother 5 pounds. Okay? That means we're gonna have negative 5 pounds. Okay? Why negative? Because the first 5 pounds that we're gonna receive are not going into our piggy bank. They're actually going to our brother. So we need to receive more than 5 pounds to have anything going back into our piggy bank. So let's take this situation. We have -5 pounds, and our dad comes to us and gives us 3 pounds. But we cannot put them into our piggy bank because we own our brother 5 pounds. That means they're gonna end up going to our brother. Okay? So, from the 5 pounds that we used to own him, now we are owning him just 2 pounds. Okay? So we're gonna have -2 pounds. Why? Because the first 2 pounds that are coming to us, we cannot put into our piggy bank. They again have to go to our brother till we're gonna end up paying the entire debt. So let's suppose our mom comes to us and she gives us 4 pounds. And now, let's remember that we still own him 2 pounds. That means from the 4 pounds that our mom gave us, we can put into our bank account, our piggy bank, just 2 pounds. because 4 minus 2 gives us 2. The other £2 have to go back to our brother, and we finally managed to pay the entire debt. Now, let's look at a number line. We are used to see the number line just on the right side. So, starting with 0, we know that what's next is 1, then 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we also know that those are integers, and they are positive because they are on the right side of 0. Now we have a place for our negative numbers as well, and you guess, it's on the left side of 0. So we're gonna have exactly the same order: -1, -2, -3, -4, and -5. Now, something else that we used to know about our positive integers is the fact that every time when we'll go to right, the numbers will get bigger, and every time we are going to the left, the numbers will go smaller. Now, 0, it's in between our positives and our negatives. But the negative numbers, they maintain the same rules. Every time we are going to the right, they are getting bigger. And every time we are going to the left, they are going smaller. Okay, guys? Now, let's try a couple of examples. Let's try to compare -3 and -1. So remember, we are on the negative side. Okay? -3 is here and -1 is here. Now, which one of it is more to the right? It's -1. That means -1 is bigger than -3, because -3 is more to the left. If you are taking, let's say, -4 and -8, so we already know that -8 is going to be somewhere here. Okay? And we've been taking -4, this one, and -8. So which one is more to the right? -4 or -8? It's -4. That means -4, it's bigger than -8. Now, let's suppose you didn't get anything from what I said before. Let's try another example, and we'll try to do it in a different way. -3 and -5. Let's try to compare those two. And we'll try to do it by thinking about a debt again. Let's suppose this is Tom and this is John. Okay? And I borrowed Tom £3 and I borrowed John £5. Okay? And now they have -3 and -5 Why? Because the first £3 that Tom is gonna receive, they are not going into his piggy bank, they are coming back to me. And the first £5 John is gonna receive, again, they are not going into his piggy bank, they have to come to me. So let's suppose both of them receive their salary, and it's £10 for both of them. After Tom will pay its debt to me, he will be left with £7. Why? Because 10 minus 3 gives us 7. And after John will pay it's £5 back to me, he will end up with £5. Why? Because 10 minus 5 gives us 5. So which one of those is bigger, 7 or 5? And we already know the answer of this question. It's obviously 7. That means minus 3 is bigger than minus 5. Why? Because at the end of the day, after Tom is gonna give me back my £3, he will end up having more money than John, because at the very beginning John owed me more money than Tom. Now, I hope that all of that made sense. So let's try and compare those numbers. 7 and 4, 25 and minus 13, minus 5 and 1, and minus 12 and minus 25. Now, if you think you know how to do it based on the previous explanation, please just stop the video and try to do it by yourself. If not, just keep watching. Now, here we have two positive numbers, right? And we already know the answer of this one. 7 has to be bigger than 4. And now we are working with a positive and a negative. And it's obvious that the positive is always gonna be bigger than the negative. And again, we have negative and positive. Alright? So the same rule will apply. The positive is always gonna be bigger than our negative. And now let's take minus 12 and minus 25. Both of them are negative, so this is where the tricky part comes. If you want, you can do the number line again. So we'll have 0 here. Let's suppose minus 12 is gonna be somewhere here and minus 25 is gonna be here. Which one it's more towards the right? And it's minus 12. That means minus 12 has to be bigger than minus 25. And that was all for today. I hope negative numbers are a bit more clear now. Just remember, you need to practice a lot when it comes to negative numbers. Try to use the number line at the beginning, and I promise you, step by step, you will stop needing it and you will just be able to do it by yourself without any problems. If you need more practice, I will put a worksheet in the description box. And that was it for today. Thank you for watching.